Ukraine destroys Russian caliber missiles in Crimea. What happened next will shock you. Russia's infamous Wagner Group faces annihilation in Ukraine. Yevgeny Prigozhin pleads for military assistance. Ukraine receives warplanes, but not the ones they wanted. Poland and Slovakia donate Soviet-era MiG-29s instead. New wave of mobilization in Russia? Ukraine receive more and more weapons. What is all this leading to? Let's answer on these questions in this video. Ukraine celebrates destruction of Russian cruise missiles. Ukraine is rejoicing over the annihilation of a consignment of Russian-caliber cruise missiles in Crimea. On Monday, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry's main intelligence directorate, GUR, announced in a statement that a blast had obliterated several missiles that were being transported by train in the temporarily occupied northern Crimea settlement of Dzhankoy. The statement further stated that the enigmatic blast furthers the process of Russia's disarmament and prepares the Ukrainian peninsula of Crimea for the end of its occupation. At the time of writing, Ukraine had not confirmed any additional information about the reported incident, including any potential fatalities or the method used to destroy the missiles. According to the independent Russian news outlet Meduza, Igor Ivan, the mayor of Dzhankoy and a Russia supporter, claimed that the explosion resulted from a self-destructing unmanned aerial vehicle attack. As per TASS, the Russian state media agency, a 33-year-old man was injured by shrapnel and taken to the hospital due to the assault. TASS referenced a Russian television interview with Ivan, who apparently stated that several drones were employed in the attack and remnants of the drones were discovered on two separate streets. Ivan also said that multiple facilities, including a food store and a private residence, were affected during the incident. Dzhankoy, according to UK military intelligence from last year, hosts one of the most significant Russian military airports in Crimea, as well as being the crucial road and rail junction that is crucial in supporting Russia's activities in southern Ukraine. Russia's Caliber missiles, which have been in use since 1994, are among the country's most critical long-range armaments and have been deployed by its Black Sea Fleet ships during the invasion of Ukraine. In December, the Russian Ministry of Defense boasted in a telegram message that it would never run out of Caliber missiles after launching a salvo. However, Margot Grosberg, an Estonian intelligence official, expressed doubts in January that Russia could deplete its missile stocks within months. Other experts also questioned the sustainability of Russian supplies. This month, Alexei Danilov, the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine's secretary, tweeted that Russia was running out of its outdated weapons cache. On Monday, GUR spokesperson Andriy Yusov claimed in a statement that the Russian missile blitzkrieg had failed, stating that Moscow could no longer afford to use its dwindling supplies of Kalibr, Iskander, and Kinzhal missiles. Furthermore, Ukraine marked the destruction of another Russian missile on the same day, while announcing that French Crotal NG air defense systems, supplied by France last year, were now operational. The Ukrainian Defense Ministry tweeted, sharing a video of the system in action, that the French short-range air defense system Crotal NG is in service with the #UArmy. Two launches targeting a Russian cruise missile, first one missed the target. Second one gul. Wagner's Prigozhin asks Russian military for help in Bachman, reveals Ukraine's plan for counteroffensive. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the individual behind Russia's infamous Wagner private military company, PMC, has requested the Russian military's assistance again for the Battle of Bachman in eastern Ukraine, in anticipation of a counterattack from Ukraine. In a letter to Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, Prigozhin asked the Russian military to take all the necessary steps to prevent the Wagner Group from being separated from the country's armed forces, citing Ukraine's alleged plans to launch a major offensive near Bachman by the end of March or beginning of April. I ask you to take all the necessary steps to prevent the Wagner PMC from being separated from the main forces of the Russian armed forces, which will have negative effects for the special military operation, the official term used by Russians to describe the ongoing war with Ukraine, edition, he continued. Prigozhin did not elaborate on how he learned about Ukraine's supposed plan to launch an assault, and he did not include the counterstrike plan in the letter. His message comes as Hanna Maliar, Ukraine's Deputy Minister of Defense, stated that Ukrainian forces were taking down the most skilled Russian units in the struggle for control of Bachman. Our troops there do not allow the enemy forces to proceed, Maliar said in a 24/7 newscast. Unfortunately, we suffered losses on our side during this time. At the same time, the enemy's losses are much higher, and we are destroying the hostiles' most professional units, i.e., the Wagner Group units sent to surround Bachman. Maliar added that Ukrainian troops were gaining ground in certain Bachman areas. Ukraine is believed to have already eliminated up to 30,000 Wagner fighters in the fight for the city. Why Ukraine is finally getting new fighter jets from NATO. Ukraine will be receiving warplanes, although not the coveted F-16s made in the US, which they have been requesting. Poland and Slovakia, both members of NATO, have announced that they will donate their entire inventory of Soviet-era MiG-29s to Ukraine, which marks another milestone in the West's efforts to increase security assistance to the war-torn nation. Polish President Andrzej Duda announced at a press conference in Warsaw on Thursday that Ukraine will receive 4 fully functional Polish MiG-29 fighter jets in the next few days, and the rest of the Polish fleet will follow after the planes have been serviced and prepared. We have 2 red lines as the West, said Radek Sikorski, Poland's foreign minister. We don't want Ukraine to attack Russian territory, and we don't want a direct clash between the Russian army and those of NATO members. Everything below that threshold is fair game. It is unknown how many of the Poles' 28 MiG-29s are still airworthy, according to the London-based think tank, the International Institute for Strategic Studies. The Polish MiG-29s will be replaced by new-generation American F-35s and South Korean Golden Eagles. Yuri Sak, advisor to Ukraine's defense minister, stated that Poland has been an unwavering ally of Ukraine since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. Sak further expressed that the donated Soviet-era MiG-29s would be utilized effectively by the Ukrainian Air Force. However, he cautioned that Ukraine requires newer generation fighter jets such as the F-16 that are more compatible with NATO munitions to conduct counteroffensive and protect the skies more effectively. Poland has yet again created a significant breakthrough in Western security assistance by donating its inventory of Soviet-era MiG-29s to Ukraine. The first country to send Soviet-era T-72 main battle tanks in 2022, Poland has supplied approximately 330 tanks of various types to Kyiv, much more than any other country. According to Sławomir Debski, director of the Polish Institute of International Affairs, since last year, the Polish policy of providing weapons to Ukraine has evolved, and we're in a completely different place now. Self-imposed red lines are being crossed one after the other.